So yes, it's that time of year. We're wrapping up. In conversation with Aspire Solutions, I am Mush and with me I have my business partner, Mike Steyn, who's already looking at me with tired eyes. So this wrap-up's going to be short and sweet, but we want to get right into it.
We're going to lift the energy.
100%. So Mike, it's a wrap-up,
Yes.
but without looking back, it's kind of impossible for us to reflect and know where it is and how we got to December 2022. 2023 is on our doorstep. What does the reflection look like to you?
Yeah, I guess, the thing is, if you get to the end of the year and you're exhausted, it's probably a good sign and a bad sign. I think the thing that is that it means that you have done something meaningful and you've been in the trenches doing some work and getting stuff done. And at the same time, it's an opportunity to now go and recharge and spend time away from the office with family and recharging all those batteries. But if I look back on this year, I do see a year of a little bit of resilience on our part. We did celebrate our 18th birthday, but we've had a few challenges this year, and it's strange. It's not so much project challenges, but contractual challenges.
Yeah.
I think it's been the year a little bit of bureaucracy and red tape,
100%.
Which is quite a disheartening thing because you find yourself spending a lot of energy and time, and especially you. I mean, you would be able to comment on this. It's you've had to push through it where you're spending more time trying to get things processed than actually building or doing things.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit disheartening. But I think the key thing, and you can comment, is the resilience at which we push through those things.
And you know what, Mike, I think what's interesting around resilience is the fact that it's always finding a form of balance. And even though I've done a lot more, like you said, to ensure that I've crossed the T's, dotted the I's within the red tape space, I think what keeps me afloat in that space is knowing the value that we put out and knowing that our client still wants us to push until the end. So that kind of gave me the fume to say, looking back, you said we celebrated our 18th birthday. It's the fact that we have credibility and that credibility and value. Yes, I had my few days where I was so over it, possibly by take 3 or take 4, but it is the way we would need to ensure we move with the times and with the clients. And it's one of those philosophies to hold in mind that although things seem difficult, once you've done it and get over it, it becomes something that then becomes part of the way we work.
Exactly. And I think also, if you look at IT in general and systems, we're trying to create efficiencies. You're trying to create better ways and quicker ways and easier ways of doing stuff. And even the organizations that we work for, a lot of them are government-based organizations. Yeah. So, they want to do things better. They want to fix potholes. They want to, go out there and paint lines on roads. They want to do all of that better, and systems enable that. But they also face a hell of a thing of bureaucratic process, which frustrates the internal people. It's not just that it frustrates you and I. It frustrates the project managers that we work with. It frustrates the people on the ground. And structure is important, and especially with regard to government, you've got to have structure. But when structure becomes obstructive in terms of red tape, then you grind yourself to a little bit of a halt.
I think that's just brought up an amazing memory, not for Mike, but for myself. So realizing that there was that much red tape and so much that needed to be done, and like you said, we try and ensure that there's efficiencies. I'd walk into his office and say, Mike, we need a system for this as an internal, or can we extend our Aspire management system to include this and basically assist me? DevOps being one of the things that we've implemented now. We're looking at new ways of structuring things within the BI reporting space, and that is, although it becomes a win to the client because we become more efficient at it, it also helps us streamline our business. So it's one of those sayings that although it seems frustrating and as difficult as things can be, there's always opportunity in those hardships.
Also, as another little anecdote, I think it's quite interesting to see human interaction. At the end of the day, we build software systems, and software systems follow very prescribed rules. At the end of the day, humans interact, in a certain way on a daily basis. We do it here in the office. We do it with our clients. Our clients do it internally to try and move things forward. And sometimes an outcome of COVID that we've seen is where, because things are happening at a distance, especially with regard to something like in the government clients, that old ability to walk into someone's office and say, what's going on? Why are we stuck? Let's go sort this out together, and it's almost like that ability is gone because you're now behind a bit of a firewall, a technology firewall. And it's important that technology doesn't become a barrier to that human interaction, that human energy,
Yeah.
And that, as a result, that creates further barriers. And that's what our project managers have felt, they don't have the ability to walk into someone's office and say, what's going on? Why are we stuck? They've got to send an email, they've got to, try and set up a Skype call, and they get blocked because it's easier to block the person.
So I think one of the imparting messages on the note of resilience and the looking back of where we are is the fact that, again, something that we've tried to do based on the fact that there's this firewall, we'd literally come to a conclusion where we'd call them.
Yes.
As simple as ensuring that there was a form of interaction.
Yeah.
When we sent the third email and we actually wanted traction, we'd call our client and say, listen, do you have 5 minutes? Can we just so that there is a way where communication was becoming a bit more interaction with people and not just going into the ether. So that's important to note. And one of the key factors that we don't refer to COVID anymore, one of the outcomes is ensuring that hybrid message of making sure that you are still a human being, technology remaining an enabler is something that we've definitely focused on. And on that note, this is something where I need to just, bring Mike into the spotlight here. He's done some amazing work with the academy, and definitely something that I'd like you to reflect on for the year. We've had 4 students in the academy, 1 in grade 11, 1 who's taken a gap year, 1 actually from another institution, and that might be something, Mike, if you can just give us a short summary on that. And then we've got 2 that's done relatively well, where, again, I'm not going to give too much of the information, but Mike, a quick summary on how the academy has been going. I mean, this is year 3 because we did start in COVID.
So as you recall, the academy was set up almost on a need basis from our side because we weren't being able to find technical software development skills to meet our internal needs. So instead of banging our heads against getting CVs that were just not working for us, we decided to set up the academy and build those skills. And then at the same time, we opened it up. We didn't say just for the internal guys. We said for anyone who wants to, for scholars, students. And as you say, now somebody from a different organization has joined us and set it up in that regard. And I think the big success for me in the academy, in this, if I look back on the year, is really the materialization of that. We're blending the technical part of the training and the formal outcome of that. So both of our students are getting NQF points and moving forward in terms of their diplomas and degrees. Formally, but at the same time, that the real on-the-ground practical training that we've given them through the academy, which is less structured, but a hell of a lot better in terms of teaching them quickly to become proficient at what they're supposed to be doing. All those things that you would bump your head against, over 5 years, we're instilling in them in a few months.
Yes.
And as a result, both of those 2 guys have built their own piece of software from the ground up, one of which we're using internally. It's an internal system. We use it for all sorts of things internally. And the other one is driving it forward for a project basis. So they've functionally able to do what they need to do, and it's been months to get them to that point. So I think that's the good thing. And then other guys coming in from the outside, also learning from those guys, because the academy is also organic and it's learning as it goes along. We don't want to become a too staid and structured in terms of this is the course curriculum and we don't budge from the course curriculum. We want to learn as we go. It's part of our agile methodology.
Yes.
So the guys that are coming from the outside, we use them as a sounding board. What do you guys do? How do you do this? What are your challenges here there? Do you think this is good? Do you think that's good? And it creates a lot of nice energy in the academy. So yeah, we've been driving it forward nicely, and super proud of some of the students and what they've managed to do.
Yeah, no, and on that note, I think what's vital to note is we are in discussions and partnerships with institutions like On the Ball Academy. So Kim Palmer would definitely confirm that it has been a bit of a bumpy road, so much so that Mike is actually onboarded on one of the courses just to make sure that, he's not lagging behind. Our other student from CPUT, so we've basically taken them in on their internship races, and that will be extended. Both who has passed, Lucanio actually having, I think, gaining 100% on one of it.
100% for his last semester.
Yeah, Amra Isa on Information Systems 3, a distinction as well. And when, Mike humbly says that it's a working piece of software, it's key to note that it is something that you would achieve within 5 years. That was achieved within about 6 months in the space of on-hands training, building a working piece of software. So, Mike, from my side, and with the partners that has supported the Academy, I have to say well done to you, because there's definitely some logic that you are imparting to these youngsters, where firstly, they're coming back for more, and secondly, there are actual outcomes for the year. So to me, well done to you as well. So, Mike, another big win for us this year, and I think you were lucky enough to represent, I'm going to say, and it's something that I hold very dear to my heart. He was all suited up, and, it's one of the pictures I'm definitely going to be printing and changing his LinkedIn profile. But I think what's key to note is the recognition that Aspire received at Africa Tech Week as a runner-up. Yes. You received the award. What did that feel like?
Yes, it was a good occasion to go and, as you say, put on a suit, squeeze your feet with smart shoes. But it was really good to be able to go out there and see what other people are doing, but then also to receive the recognition, and it's on behalf of the team. At the end of the day, I was just the guy fetching the certificate. But and there were some really big players, interesting players across the African continent. So, to be recognized that way is amazing. And to be able to think back on the project that got us there and what we did and how we pushed the boundaries on it was amazing, And it actually leads back to the fact that if I look at our team, we don't have hundreds of thousands of people. We're a small team. We're a specialized team. We are a tight-knit team. And as a result, I think what ends up happening is that we do a whole lot more with less than a lot of people would, which is in our clients' interests, from a cost perspective, from a time to delivery perspective, and at the end of the day, it makes it exciting for us. It does leave us a bit tired at the end of the year, for sure, but it is part and parcel of it. And because of that dynamic, a small knit, specialized approach, we have to employ things that work. A key to that is things like our approach to design, where we do just-in-time design kind of principles. We try not to solve everything in the beginning of a new project we've got now, where it's the same thing. It's so overwhelming at the beginning that nobody seems to know which way to go, and you just say, let's move it forward, and let's take a little bit just-in-time design, iterate it, agile approaches, cycle for cycle, and get it done. So the team is very much geared towards that, and it's amazing to see how much we can put out with so little. And that kind of recognition is important. Yeah, that recognition goes a long way. And one of the things that you also find in a space like that, with us doing, call it more with less, it kind of boosts the staff morale. It shows them the togetherness, and it once again speaks to our culture with the fact that, Mike might have received it. There's a project that came together that ensured every single person at Aspire is involved, whether it be on the clock or not, because we make sure that things happen for them. And for that, we can only once again say that recognition was definitely to our staff, and we can only thank everyone at Aspire for all of their hard work and everything that they put in for us. Absolutely. And then I think what's important is the reality that we would like to wish all our clients, our partners, our colleagues, and the families that we know and is extended. We wish you well over the festive season, that you stay safe, and this be on the roads, most importantly. So yes, that's my well wishes to everyone. Most importantly, my message is to preserve your energy for next year, and the only way you can do that is by getting the right amount of rest. Switch off, whether it be for a day or two. That would be my message. Mike, yours? Yeah, just almost the same. And firstly, just also to thank you for the partnership for the year. We've also had that resilience comes and is required. Sometimes the one's not resilient, the other one is, and that's how it goes in circles. So thank you for that. But then I agree. We've said to our staff, stay away from a screen. Go run around on the beach. Go climb a mountain. Go do something different. Screens are sometimes a little bit sapping, and you know, especially if you spent a year behind one working, it's time to clear the cobwebs out and come back with renewed energy. So yeah, just to everybody, you know, festive season, and yeah, we return in the new year, ready for new challenges.
So that's us in conversation with Aspire Solutions. We are wrapping up for 2022, and we can only wish you well, successful, prosperous, laughter, and all the good vibes ahead for 2023. Thank you.